In this lecture, we are going to know more about the hardware and what if the configuration can be done in the PLC. So first of all, how can we get access to the hardware section on Siemens S7? So if we go to the PLC, if we click on the PLC, our PLC name is D-Water PLC. You will have a menu here consists of hardware, CPU, and CP. If we double click on the CPU and the hardware, you will get access to the hardware configuration. The hardware configuration or the hardware overview here consists of several sections. We will first have a look on the overview, and then we will go in details in each section. So this little box here represents the local rack of the CPU, which has the main CPU, the power supply, the CPU, and then the I/O cards. In our example or in our project here, we have 1, 2, 3 digital input cards. We have 2 digital output cards, and then 1 analog output, and then 1 digital input. So this is the local rack of the PLC, which has the CPU plus additional IOs. And then this is the network, which is a Profibus network. This Profibus consists of several remote IOs. So each little box of these represents a remote IO. So this node number 3, this node number 4, node number 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So each node of this has a number of IO cards, IO module. So node number 3, which is called filter press, has these digital input cards and then some digital output and 1 analog input. Another remote IO has other type of cards, 3 digital output cards, 2 analog input, 1 analog output, and 1 digital input, and so on. So each one of these has different type of configuration and different type of cards. And then we have here in this section, this is a catalog. That's where you can add new remote IO or change one of the cards. So if you want to insert another card here, we go to one of the card here. So we go like Siemens 400, and then we go to signal module SM400. If I want to put, for example, digital output card, so I'll go to DO400 and I'll double click on this. The module belongs to another party, so we can't edit here. We can't edit here because it's not compatible, not the same type. Yeah, exactly the same. We'll go in details for how to configure each type of this remote IO, but this is only an overview. If we go back to the remote IO here, each one of these remote IO has a specific address. If you right click and then click on object properties, it has a Profibus address. So this Profibus address 5, and you have a diagnostic address, which is useful in give you some information about the error and warnings generated from this remote IO rack. So this remote IO rack, the family is ET200M. It's called IM153, and this is the order number of it. Very straightforward, very easy. This is must give you some details. This is a name. This is where you put the name or the tag for this remote IO. Each one of these has specific address and some configuration type. Okay, and you can change the Profibus address and to whatever you want. And you can put it on this DP or another comms DP. The other comms DP, this is a remote communication for using other type of protocol. This kind of protocol is converting the Profibus communication to Ethernet TCP IP communication. Don't worry about too much. There are too much details here, so don't worry about it. So it's very easy. If we need to know more about the CPU, just right click here and give you more about the CPU. We'll go briefly to these tabs in the next lecture. Thank you.